My partner lost all our money on crypto. My partner took all our money and put it into cryptocurrency while I was sleeping. All our savings are gone. This isn't the first time. Before, he did this with less money, which also disappeared. He kept it secret for a week and lied about our money. When I found out, he said sorry and promised never to do it again. But now it's happened again. We've been living on just my income because I'm the only one working to help him change jobs. His old job was bad for his health, so when he quit, I took over making money and managing our finances. We were close to paying off our debts, but now we're in money trouble again. All our savings are gone, and we only have $80 left. When I asked him about it, he said he did it because he was worried after we had a fight recently. He thought making a big money move might help us. Now he's agreed to talk to someone about his problems and said he'll look for a job to try and earn back the money we lost. I'm so stressed I can barely think. I'm having a hard time dealing with how he betrayed my trust. I'm not sure what to do or how to feel. It's a lot to take in and I'm feeling lost. I keep thinking about all the hard work I did to save that money, and now it's all gone. I'm worried about how we'll pay bills and buy food. I'm scared to tell my family or friends because I feel embarrassed. Part of me wants to forgive him and work things out, but another part feels so angry and hurt. I'm not sure if our relationship can survive this. I'm thinking about whether I should stay or leave, but I'm afraid of being alone. I just wish I could wake up and find out this was all a bad dream. I don't know if I can go through this again if he makes another mistake like this. I feel like I can't rely on him anymore, and that's scary in a relationship. I want to believe he'll change, but I'm not sure if I can risk our future. It's hard to think about building a life with someone I can't trust with money. I'm worried how this could affect our dreams. I regret seeing my partner's Reddit post about me. My partner left their phone in the bathroom with Reddit corn on. That did not bother me at all until I saw the subreddit it was from, which caught me off guard. So I looked and gosh help me I looked. Curiosity ruined this cat because they had posted on a private sub about how they lost their V card to me on it. They described my body and scars as disturbing and gross. They described me as ugly, fat, not what they ever wanted, which I've already known based on their corn history. I know that plenty of girls are fitter and prettier than me, but how could you be so harsh? This was not the same man that I married. They also said that the only reason we're married is because I had gotten pregnant. That if I had not stolen their virginity they would be happier in the subreddit. They acted like I was a rapist and now I cannot look at them or myself. If I had known they did not love me I would not have married them. At this point I am just regretting my life choices. I have only wanted them to be happy. I wanted myself to be happy as well. I only dreamt of having a loving relationship with my husband and my kid just like any other normal family. I even held off our engagement for years so they could find what they wanted, but they pushed for marriage. I asked them every time we did anything that night to know if they were okay with it. I constantly asked for consent and still do. So if they have ever felt pressured I gave them multiple outs. I don't want this knowledge and I cannot talk to them about it or anyone else. I feel empty inside like my life has been a lie. They say I have been acting weird and it's probably the horrible things he about me without me knowing. And I don't know what to say. I have been resisting to just walk out and not come back. You know dad went for milk style, but I can't do that to my child, so all I've been doing is avoiding mirrors because I keep getting lost in my thoughts of did I really hurt them that bad? I ruined their life. I'm going to take therapy without my husband knowing and any comments are welcomed. Thank you for listening to my story. I refused to cover for my boyfriend's fault and now I'm single. My boyfriend forgot to get her mom a Christmas gift, so he just gave her the piece I made, which she loved. My boyfriend does not live with me. He has his own apartment near his school. His mother came over before we went over for dinner to see my new kitten. She was in tears over how nice the present was, and I ruined it. I told her that the presents must have gotten mixed up, that they were made for my mother. She got a bit upset, gave it back. Then my boyfriend went out to dinner with her. He said it would be best if I didn't come. I guess she cried the whole way and he didn't have a present for her, so he looked like a bad son. I have trouble seeing where I am at fault. I understand that the nice thing would have been to remake a gift or let her just have it. However, it was one of my best pieces and I always give my mother art I make. She loves it. She shows it off to everyone. It is something she takes great pride in. She has one from every Christmas and I never miss a year. She even shows off the crappy lumps I made as a kid. My boyfriend wants to talk tomorrow. I am not sure if he is going to break up with me or if he wants to yell at me for it. I just need to know what people think. Was I a jerk? Boyfriend seems to think I was. I love this guy very much and really love his mom. She is super sweet and kind and never really gets nice things. I still don't think it is my job to cover for his lack of foresight. Her birthday comes every year on the same day. It's not like it surprised him. I got her a card and a book, which I thought was nice. She thanked me for them later over text, but she seemed really sad about the cat vase. I guess she was hoping I either made her something or my boyfriend actually got her something she really liked. She loves cats and he has never gotten her anything cat themed. It is always some cooking supplies or an apron, which means he sucks at presents. So I am just not sure what to think. A few people advised that I should have just let his mom have the gift. This is not something I was comfortable doing. I don't make art to sell. I make art to give to people who I love very much, so each piece has a lot of love in it. My, now ex-boyfriend showed up around 4 p.m. and wanted to talk at me. He just told me he was disappointed and that he had taken a lot of sweet talking to make his mother understand what happened. He told her I mixed up the packages, but that I had one for her that I just needed to get. I told him I didn't have anything for her and that I was not going to be helping him out. He could go buy one for her and pass it off as handmade, but I was not covering for him. I told him I felt that his behavior was cruel to me, the effort I put into my art, and my mom, his mom, just everyone. He told me that he expected better. He would not apologize. He just kept getting angrier and angrier. He ended up grabbing a piece I made earlier this year. I was really proud of it. It was a mermaid on a rock. He said he would give this to her and that I could find a new boyfriend. I told him if he left with it I would call the police. We weren't screaming but we were both really angry. He slammed it back down on my table. He told me that he never wanted to see me again and I should call him when I grew the up. I told him we were over, that he was no longer my boyfriend and I wanted nothing to do with him. I said he could take the clay back if he wanted, but I had already returned his Xbox to the store. He told me to keep the freaking clay and he wouldn't have apologized if he knew I wasn't giving him the present. He called me a liar and said I had ruined his holiday. According to the dribble coming out of his mouth, his mom was really hurt and had left town early. He thought giving her a piece and shifting the blame to me for getting would make it better. I told him to just leave, so now I am single, with a lot of clay and a slightly cracked mermaid statue. I am not sure how to feel about this, but Dobby is free. Husband left unexpectedly and now I know why. A few months ago my husband was scouted for a job across the country and I was excited as we'd be closer to my family. A month ago he said he wanted to go alone, which broke me. I begged him not to leave, and he agreed to let me come. While packing, I realized I was separating my stuff. Then I found self-respect and told him it's over. He tried to change but I knew it was too late, so I moved out finding happiness in my own space. And then 2 days ago, he wanted to talk. Sure, I'm in a much better headspace. Let's have that open dialogue. I'm not really sure where I went wrong. He came over. I told him I didn't want to be touched in any sort of way. I made us dinner and we talked pretty civilly. If this was the end, I was so happy it felt amicable. How we ended up in my new bed is really beyond me. Familiarity. I guess, it made me so sick to my stomach. I'm now just replaying it in my head. He was too touchy, too lovey, too much all of a sudden. I politely told him to leave. He was livid, and as he got dressed he huffed and got an attitude. This is why I don't like you. I give you what you want but you kick me out. Oh. This is my fault? But all I could muster was an apology. Yesterday, I didn't have to work, so I spent the day with my best friend and she helped me clean and organize my new space. We were jamming out to music, but my phone kept going off and interrupting the vibe. It was text from my soon-to-be ex-husband's best friend. His wife is one of my good friends. I was so confused by the screenshots. So many screenshots. Turns out my husband was slashes having an affair with his best friend's wife for nearly our entire marriage, and her 6-year-old, whom I love to death like my own niece, is my husband's daughter. Now the jokes the four of us have always made about her appearance to my husband made sense. I haven't spoken to his best friend, but if his voicemail is any indication, he just found out, and I respect the heck out of him for immediately telling me. I can't help but laugh. It feels like I'm living in my own telenovela. I just hope I don't snap like a switch. I don't think I'll have a last update. I'm out. I'm safe. That's all that matters to me now. Boyfriend destroys my home after being uninvited from family vacation. My mom discussed our family trip over a call and my boyfriend Charlie overheard this and asked me what he should pack. I looked at him confused and asked if he was going somewhere. He said that he needs to know what to pack for the trip. I laughed and thought he was joking since I never said he was coming. When I realized he was serious, I sat him down and told him that he isn't going to be able to come and there was no reservation for him, plus it will be very inappropriate to invite him over, knowing that this is a family trip and it will make bad impression like he is trying to come just because it's going to be free. Charlie hasn't met my mom's family yet. Since they live in my home country, there aren't any rooms left and he doesn't have a passport and other reasons that I tried explaining. He flipped out on me telling me that I'm a B-word and that I'm probably cheating on him and that's why he is not invited. I tried explaining but he left the apartment. He hasn't returned since yesterday and at 4 a.m. I have to leave for the airport. I'm worried sick. I called many times and texted but he isn't responding. When I was leaving the apartment 4 days ago I left a key to my neighbor/friend. Yesterday she called me to inform me that my boyfriend's stuff is missing and my writing studio and my manga collection are destroyed. Some of my savings were stolen and yesterday he tried to empty my bank account but failed miserably. 5K is apparently missing from the drawer of my nightstand and BF is nowhere to be found. Lucky me, my stepbrother's fiance's mother is a lawyer. Mom's side of the family, stepbrother, his fiance, mom, stepdad, grandmas and grandpas etc. are trying to calm me down and get me away from the situation as much as possible. I thought this was a minor problem in the beginning but here we are. Dad's side of the family is telling me to drop the charges and that I'm overreacting. Yes, I did place charges. I will have to deal with it further when I get back but police are already on the hunt for him. Some people said I ruined the moment because this would be the perfect time to meet my family but in this case it just seemed like a direct I want a free trip to me. Somebody pointed out we have communication problems. Yes we do. I didn't really want to mention this but I'm on the autism spectrum so it's pretty normal in a way. He knew 2.5 weeks before I went to the trip and I made it clear he won't be coming before I got back to my apartment. I went to the police station and he was there and they told me to get the cameras in my apartment. When I got back to my apartment, the damages were much more serious than they were described to me. The moment I opened the door I stepped on crushed up glass. The mirror next to the door was broken and crushed. My shoe pairs were ripped apart. The shoe rack was in the living room and a cupboard door was out of the wind. Yes literally, the windows were shattered. The cupboards were broken. The sink was broken and running. I barely turned it off. The TV was broken on the ground and there were what looked like holes in the wall that were, I think, made by the coat hanger that was barely together next to the fallen TV on the ground. The bathroom sink was cracked and the bathtub curtain was on the ground and the metal bar it was attached to was detached on one side. My clothes was trashed and the clothes in it and shoes were ripped and torn. Charges are proceeding faster. Not that I'm back.